Hey, good morning,
You can say
everybody.
that on the air.
Welcome to We Have Something to Say.
Go ahead. Hold up. Say what you just said. What you got? No, say what you just said.
I told him, I said, hey, if you approaching 60, you haven't started doing them Kegel exercises, you a man, you better get to it. you better get to it. And I'm gonna tell you right now.
Now say the last part. Don't leave nothing out. Say the last part.
What part? What was the last part? I forgot. What did I say? What was the last part?
You said something about the pins.
Oh yeah. You ain't gonna
You said something about the pins.
You're not gonna want to be wearing those depends at goddamn 65. So if you're a man and you think that you genetically gifted and that you can hold it in, hey bro. Good morning, Teresa, Angie. Hey, you better start doing them Kegel exercises. I'm gonna tell you right now. Tell you right now. You don't want the man depends. They start to come in different colors too. Hey, you can avoid that real quick by just doing. You go look. They making them in boxer briefs now. But you can avoid all that. Tell your man, Angie. Tell your man,
damn.
Angie. Tell your man that you can avoid all that if you just do your Kegel exercise. That's all you gotta do. It don't take but goddamn 30, 40 seconds a day. Just do them and strengthen them. I know some of y'all still think that you're 19 and that hey, I get it. But trust me. They come up with all kinds of ways with them new absorbent. I don't want to walk around with no absorbent shit. If it ain't Fruit of the Loom, look, better get there. You better do them in your car, do them on the ground, do them while you're at home, do them wherever you got them. Now, yeah, women too, do them wherever you got them.
Because you go real deep into this one.
Hey, look, because I was just thinking about it. I just had to work
I'm laughing because you go. I like you going real deep this morning on the pins. So
hey, look here. I believe in personal experience. At this stage of my life, I'm like, shit, tell it all. It's all scars for me. I done lived through them, so it don't bother me. So I refuse to be. I just won't be embarrassed by my life experience anymore.
You know yourself.
I tell people some of my problems were self-inflicted, but I'm still motherfucking standing, and I'm still a decent person. So, and we need all of y'all. So, but hey, I'm sure you came on to this show today to talk about one thing. I know Kenneth want to talk about it. Did we freeze, Kenneth? Because it looked like we froze. I bet you StreamYard is goddamn. I bet you they have an algorithm that anything we say today is gonna slow us down. Okay, so you go for it, Kenneth. What you want to start with? You want to talk with what everyone's talking about? Go for it. I'm gonna let you start.
I am. Excuse me. But I'm gonna talk about it from a different perspective, or try to add a reason why. So I'm sure all of you see, if not the actual picture of the Obamas, the face of the Obamas, First Lady Michelle, President Obama, on the body of an ape. It was posted by our least favorite president in the history of Black history, and which is, since we've been here, so he's the least favorite president, period. But anyway, my perspective on this is why he did it. So this particular meme or whatever video, whatever, I think I've seen it before, or at least some version of it before. So why would he do it now? That's the question. Because we've always known the man was racist. We've always known that. He's never hidden that fact, at least as far as I know, he's never hidden that fact. But the fact that why now is the question. Why would he post that now? As I said, well, he did it in Black History Month. Well, we knew he was racist all the other 11 months, so what difference does it make on Black in Black History Month. The reason why, in my opinion, is because of Melania's documentary, and the fact that it's not doing well. Panned by critics, people been talking about how horrible it is, talking about how boring it is, and all this type of stuff. It's not anything that nobody wants to see it, and it's not even in the top 10 in terms of what people are watching on Prime or in the movie theaters. Not making any money. And Jeff Bezos, the head of Washington, the head of Amazon, and excuse me, and he also owns the Washington Post. People are criticizing him for paying $40 million for a sorry ass documentary, more than any pay for a documentary to be produced, or after it was produced to buy it, $40 million, and I think she got like 20 something million dollars out of that 40. So people are criticizing him. And also for stuff that's been said recently in the Washington Post, the editorial cutting the staff, or the staff quitting the editorial board, all of those things. But my take on it, the reason why they did do this, why Trump did this now, is because there was a movement, and I saw it myself online, of Black people saying, okay, they're going to produce that thing there, and they want that to, we're going to counter that by making Michelle Obama's, I think it's 20 something. I think it might come out in 2020. Her documentary, Becoming, made that number one on Netflix. And it did quickly. And that just put Trump into a tailspin. And his true colors came out. Ironically, came out like we know it. And he posted that meme or that video, whatever it was. Yeah, well, I think it was 2020. And I be quite honest, the other day I said to myself, I'm going to do Act of Defiance, and I'm going to turn on Becoming and just watch a few minutes of it, so the numbers will go up for her for that documentary. I actually got into the documentary and watched the whole thing. And I was impressed. The story, the narrative, the way they framed that, the way they did that documentary, it was actually very good. And I found myself knowing I got to get up at 4:50 in the morning on Friday morning, and I'm watching it Thursday night. No, I'm sorry, that was Wednesday night. No, I got to get up the next morning for basketball practice at 4:50 in the morning. I found myself watching this thing to the very end because it was just that good. Now, documentaries, I watch them every once in a while. I'm not a big documentary person, but when I do watch one and I get into it, I get into it. And that one I got into because it was very good, very well produced. The story, her story, the way she told it, the way she narrated, it was actually excellent. I got to give it to her. It was actually excellent. But that documentary is now number one on Netflix. Something that came out 6 years ago. While his movie is flopping in the theaters and nobody's watching it. I don't know if it's on Prime yet or not. But her movie is flopping, or her documentary is flopping. So this is his get back. This is his way of, saying, fuck you to the Obamas again. Because, he's been trying to say that to them for years. And finally, he came out and just blatantly did what he's always been thinking anyway. Now, that's the why he did it. I was tripping off the fake outrage by people like Tim Scott. That's something right there that got me. Because I'm saying Tim Scott was like, basically said, you've gone too far. This is the most racist thing I've ever seen, like blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm saying to myself, damn, is this the most racist thing you've ever seen? This right here, what he did? This is not even the most racist thing he's done. Much less seen from him. He's done a whole lot more than this. Why is this the thing that gets you to criticize him? That's what got me. Like I was not shocked about Trump. I would never ever be shocked about something stupid that Trump did. Never ever would I ever be shocked about it. I'm shocked at the outrage from Black Republicans. Republicans, period, but especially Black Republicans. It's like, damn, all the stuff he's done to Black people, all the stuff he said about us over the years. And this is what got you upset. A fucking cartoon. This is what got you. It was so blatantly racist. Like he had been blatant with his racism the whole time. It's that whole thing is crazy to me. It's crazy that this is what it is. He gives you a visual representation of what he actually thinks about Black people. Not about the Obamas. It's not about the Obamas. What he thinks about Black people, period. This is a visual representation of what he thinks of us. What he's always thought of us. This is what that is. And for Tim Scott and people of his ilk to now come out and say, oh, this is wrong. This is so wrong. This is no more wrong than the other shit he's done. We've had to put up with this motherfucker since 1912, saying racist shit about Black people, about the Obamas. There's nothing new about this. Nothing. That's why let's say this. I'm going to say this. I've had zero respect for Tim Scott ever since I found out his name. Zero respect for him. Now I have negative respect for him. -10 respect for him. Everything that you've done, you've been licking this man's balls since he came on the scene. And now all of a sudden you want to act like you upset with him. No, when this shit goes over, when it's over with, when it was moved on to another story, punk ass still be licking his balls again. I have negative respect for Tim Scott. Negative respect for anybody that voted for this fool. Anybody Black. If you white, I understand. You have been racist all along. Black and Latino, nah, zero respect for you. He's showing you who he was, showing you what he was about. Now all of a sudden you want to act like this is the worst thing he's ever done. It's not even close to the worst thing he's ever done. Because as we say, Black people, we've been enduring stuff like this since we got here. Hell, since before we got here, we've been treated worse than this. This is not the worst ever happened to Black people. I can guarantee it. Hell, I'm pretty sure it's not even the worst thing that's ever happened to the Obamas. That's what gets me. All of a sudden, you're upset about this. What about the 300,000 Black people, mostly women that work for the government, federal government, that lost their jobs? That didn't upset you? When they fired the chairman of the Chief Joint of Staff, who was Black, and put in a guy who wasn't even qualified for it, literally wasn't qualified for it, didn't have enough stars on his shoulder to be qualified for it. They promoted this punk ass just so he could be the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. But that didn't bother you. The Relations Board, the lady that was on the Fed, one of the Fed chairs, not the Fed chair, one of the Board of Governors on the Federal Reserve. When he fired the guy, just fired Black people for no reason who were doing their job. Not doing anything, not bothering him, not even saying anything political against them. He just fired them because they were Black. That didn't bother you. But because he posted a cartoon or a video of the Obamas, that bothered you. I had negative respect with Black and Latino people who support Trump. Negative respect. I will never, ever, ever acknowledge your ignorance. Or I should say acknowledge. I will never, ever understand your ignorance. I don't save the rest of us from that fake ass uh, um, outrage that you have right now. You don't have to say another damn thing to us about it. We need you to come on and say I'm upset about this. This is the most racist thing. We need you to say that. We didn't need you. And yeah, Mushmouth. He does look like Mushmouth. Y'all know who Mushmouth is. First of all, you're young if you don't know who Mushmouth is. But Mushmouth was on the Cosby Kids, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. He was one of the characters on that, which was actually based on one of the Cosby Kids. That was, and look, he literally looks like that cartoon character, that character of that young man, whoever he is. He looks just like him. Once again, like I said, I'm not trying to understand you. I have negative respect for you, and I hope that all the things that are coming to you come to you at one time. All the negative things that you love you at one time. Leonard, it's on you, my brother.
I just want to make an official on the record note to Angie and Marion that I let Kenneth talk for 17 minutes, didn't interrupt. I just want him to know that. I want that to be known so that when he starts interrupting me and any other shows going forward, that y'all come in and go. Remember it, February.
It was 16 minutes.
Okay, February 7th. How gracious Leonard was to you. And I also want to say that Kenneth is never gonna goddamn get riled up till I get riled up, and then he gonna come in and cut me off. So I've been sitting back listening to him talk, and all of y'all can kiss my ass. All of y'all that got this stuff on y'all sites going, oh, I'm so mad, I'm so outraged, blah blah. Man, I don't want to hear none of that shit. You not mad? That's some fall outrage. Is that how you say the word, Kenneth? Fall? Am I saying it right? You know I don't speak French like you do. Fall outrage? I think that's how you say it. I don't want to hear that shit. They do to us what we let them do to us. And as far as Kenneth saying Black people have been through worse, I don't want to go through worse than that. You got the power to do shit. You just don't have the will. Me and Marion talk about this all the time because right now Marion's probably like my psychiatrist when it comes to this. I call him twice a week to say, is it just me? Is it me? Am I nuts? You got the power, you just won't. If you are 60 to 35, you are the most weak-willed generation of Black people in the fucking history. You got the power to make these people pay. You just won't. You don't want to be uncomfortable. So if I can see it, and I tell Kenneth this all the time, I want to say something to Kenneth that I always told him I'm proud about. I'm gonna say it in a minute. If I can see you don't have the will, and I'm Black, what do you think they see? It's just some fake bullshit outrage that you can get on here and type, oh, I'm so outraged, I'm blah, blah, blah. Don't be unfriend me, blah, 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 blah. Man, kiss my ass. You know what you got to do. You just don't have the fucking will. Because if you were so outraged, you'd be talking to all your friends about sending their kids to schools and states that's oppressing our right. Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida. Don't send your Division I school, and you be in their ass about sending their kids and their bodies to those schools. But you don't. You tell racist NFL owners you're not buying no more of their tickets. You should have been telling that since Colin, but you don't. You have the will to move as one unit and economically, but you don't. You want to talk about Target being one place. You control $1.3 fucking trillion every year, but you don't move that way. Everybody on the planet knows you don't. But you want me to get mad because you say you protect the Obamas. You don't protect the Obamas. You don't. But let somebody like me comes up here and say this to you. You want to say something like, oh, why you want to get down on Black people? I love Black people. I'm not afraid to tell you the fucking truth. You don't. It's just fake outrage. It's just fake. And I'm going to say this before people come and say, well, Leonard, what do you and Kenneth do? Let me tell you what me and Kenneth have done. Unless he told me something differently, Kenneth loves scuba diving. I've known that since we've been doing the show. He's been doing scuba diving since we do the show. He loves scuba diving in Florida. Since I love going to Destin. He knows that. Since Ron DeSantis has been that governor, I haven't been to Florida. Kenneth haven't really been scuba diving. I've listened to the NAACP chairman of Jacksonville tell us not to come down there, but y'all still fucking go. You still can't send your kids to LSU. You still watch LSU basketball, even though Greg Landry is telling us to kiss his ass. Gary Chambers is down there telling you, hey, man, Ryan Clark is on TV telling kids to go to LSU. Fuck LSU. Let them feel the pain of not having us. You don't have to be violent. There's something that's just as strong as nonviolence that stop putting your presence in the presence of these states that decide that they're going to fuck with us. You don't have the will. You think I don't want to go to Panama City? That's my peaceful spot. Kenneth doesn't want to go. I have made a conscious effort not to go. I'd have made a conscious effort not to go. You get on here and you watch all your friends. We sitting here, we watching our friends. Everybody's, oh, the Obamas is a monkey. You not doing shit because you don't want to be uncomfortable. Every time I think about doing something that's not going to make me uncomfortable, I think about the Atlanta washer women's strike and 5 little poor ass black women who decided enough was enough. You don't. Every NFL player can make a stance, but you won't. But y'all sure get on here and talk about that Montgomery, them boat incidents that didn't change a goddamn thing. Didn't change shit. Yeah, they hit him with chairs. Man, you think I give a flying fuck about who you hit with chairs if they haven't changed the policy that allows your son that's at the University of Alabama Crimson Tide, if he walks up and police don't know who he is in that football team, they can arrest and beat him and do whatever. You think I sent all my kids to California before I'll do that. Just like we used to do in Augusta when I was little. Emerson Boozer, Chip Banks, all them top athletes came out of Lucy Lane High School. They left. Well, you wasn't getting their bodies. You do not want to be uncomfortable. When you want me to jump into this fake outrage about the Obamas? How are you protecting the Obamas? You don't. And everybody sees it. It's like you walking through, I don't know what people are doing, but let me get on here and say it. So before people start saying, me and my younger brother sorry, Kenneth, me and Brian had a conversation. And sometimes we're on the opposite ends of it. He's like, what do you want people to do? Man, goddamn. We can't even get together just to say, stop. If everybody else don't want to have economic boycott, we just doing food and medicine. How simple is that to let them know? Good morning, Fatima. But you want to get on here and type, hey, unfriend me. And let me be clear, to them black Republicans in our neighborhood, my personal opinion is we should put hands on them. That's my personal opinion. If you getting out there and you harming the black body politic and you notice it's harmful and you refuse to stop, stay the fuck away from us. We have never, ever done anything but look out for this country. Every vote we've made since we've been on the vote has been for the best interest of the country. And I tell people that's what I start with, every vote. But you can get on everybody's time frame, everybody's friend, all of our friends, and not one person says anything about the 1965 Civil Rights Act and that it's under assault and how existential it is to us. Not one. Even the college educated, that's why I don't fuck with them. I can't do it no more. I had this visceral reaction. I can't think about entertainment. I agree with Kenneth last week, but it's hard for me to do knowing that I got grandkids that I'm about to leave something worse than what I got it. Y'all ain't really mad. You're not really mad. Tim Scott, I don't expect shit from Tim Scott because we ain't made Tim Scott pay for shit. People understand when you make them pay. If we have chosen the nonviolent right, I'm cool with that. But we should never choose the non-economic right. We should never choose that we're going to send out 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star athletes to any school, high school or college, to any school in any state that is actively oppressing us and treating us badly. Oh, you want to do that, University Governor Lee in Tennessee? You won't get no black players at the University of Tennessee. I don't give a damn how much NIL money you get. I can get that from the University of California, San Diego State, New Mexico State, Cal Berkeley, Stanford, all those states that are not trying to oppress us. Let's make them number one. And it shouldn't just be them. That's just an example. You're not mad. You talk shit. And everybody can see it. Because if your grandkids, if you really care about your grandkids and your kids the way you say you do, and you know the opportunities we've had since 1965, if you really care, you get out and do something about it. You get out of your comfort zone that's been only made your comfort zone because other people did the work for you, and all you did is you just taking out money out the bank of justice, like Roland says, and you didn't make no deposits. And now it's time for you to make a deposit. You won't even do that. Oh, I got to get mine. Get your fucking what, nigga? Because if they take that goddamn act, all bets are off. For all of y'all, all your friends, all your family, all your sisters, all your cousins, if that act goes away, and Hamat Dillon, East Indian lady who came here 2 years after the act, who would not be here if it wasn't for the act, because her family probably couldn't get her in, of which the National Immigration Act was only gotten because of the black people who got the 1965 Civil Rights Act. She has purposely taken away the enforcement arm to protect your rights. And y'all talking about a picture? And I can guarantee you I can pull up almost all of my friends on every page they have, and not one of them said anything about the 1965 Civil Rights Act being gutted that will take their position, won't give them any enforcement for their jobs when you get discriminated against. You can't file a lawsuit. You can't do none of that. And Marion tells me all the time, he can remember being 14 years old, having to get off sidewalks when white people were walking by. What are y'all talking about? What are you talking about? What are you thinking? You want to be outraged? Show your outrage. I remember somebody asked me the other day, Kenneth, well, what are you doing? Let me tell you what I'm doing, since that's so fucking important to black people that I got to have you to show me today. Out of all the mistakes that I made in my life, some self-inflicted. I became the NPU chairman in my neighborhood. I helped get money that we never gotten before. I just got a phone call yesterday from a lady that I helped get $1.3 million for. Me personally, to build a historical house that we need to have in our neighborhood. And I stayed on it. I got them helped start a program where we got, not start a program, but get guys into this program that's been around for free lineman training from Georgia Power that nobody was pushing people in. What have you done? I don't want to see no more golfing pictures. I don't want to see no more bourbon pictures if you got grandkids. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is we are an existential threat to our future. It might not be permanent. Yes, we've been through worse, but I don't want to go back to what ground people have already tread for us. Why would I think about going back? Because my ancestors were able to tolerate it. They did it so I wouldn't have to tolerate it. This shit is crazy. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to us. How many people you talk to about voting? You don't want to talk to young men. Well, guess what? You need young black men to vote. As crazy as it might sound, as much as you don't want to put up with it, as much as you don't want to hear them shake their head, roll their eyes, come up with different reasons, you have to have them to vote if you don't want that bill gutted. And when it's gutted, if the Supreme Court in January, sometime later this month, I don't know, I got to look it up, and decides to gut it, you need to boycott every state that participates in it. Iowa just came up with some kind of discriminatory law yesterday. They signed it yesterday in the middle of the cold. Don't send a black player to the University of Iowa, Iowa State. And no, you saying that you can't get somewhere is not an excuse. The group is more important than the individual. If the New York Giants owner wants to be as racist as a supporter of Trump, stop buying his damn tickets. Free agents say, I'm not going to play up there with him. I go to, or is it the Jets? I go over there, but I'm not going here. I'm not giving Steve Sarkisian any players. You want to keep playing that racist song at the games? Hey, you can play it without me. I'm damn sure not sending nobody to the University of Mississippi. And all those players can go play somewhere else. Period. You can make a choice. You just won't. Kenneth and I made a choice. Might be a small one. Might be something that y'all say, that's a little choice. It's one. You want to protect the Obamas. You want to protect people who we love, dear, protect it. But stop being on Facebook, tapping in and taping it. No, maybe that's what we ought to start doing, Kenneth. We ought to start asking people to send out what you're doing to help. Hey, just give us one line of what you do. Hey, man, I stopped going down to such and such. Hey, man, I did such. Hey, man, I went to this black grocery store. I know it's not that many. I didn't buy a lot, but hell, I brought $10 worth of groceries from them. I agree. Everybody can see what he's doing. You're talking about the biggest grift in history. You're talking about a group of rich white people. We're talking about super rich white people, billionaires, who have basically said they don't give a damn about you or anybody else, and they will use you as the point person to make their point. They will use black people because they know how racist poor white people can be, and they will use us as the point of the spear to get what they want. They are criminals. Most of them, we have seen how pedophilia, man, if you haven't even done yourself a favor and just tried to go up on the DOJ website, because they make it hard to find, and just look at some of the names, and these people in the highest levels of power, you realize how much they don't care for middle class and poor people, but they really don't care about black people. But you let that asshole Elon Musk get to our Social Security, and now you find out he used it for private purposes to try to take the election of coming up, and he don't deserve to have his head on a swivel. He gets to put my life in danger, but he gets to walk around comfortably. And collectively, every time we see him, he should be so uncomfortable whenever he sees a black person, whether they're a waiter, a porter, a flight attendant, a doctor. Every time he sees a black person on the street, he should feel fucking uncomfortable. Peter Thiel, Alex Berg from Planet Palantir, all those people who are decided to make you, black people, the damn point of the spear to get what they want, should fear us because we have done nothing to them. But you're not outraged. I hate to say that I'm starting to get like Miriam. It's like, man, we ain't felt enough pain, because I don't want to feel the pain. I've said this numerous times. Kenneth, I'm on 15 minutes. I'm about to stop. I don't want to feel that pain. It's been enough people that had that pain. They didn't want me to feel it, and I don't want my kids to feel it. Go for
it. Actually, that was 16 minutes. Excuse me, and I only did 16, so we even. So it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. I think what we should be paying attention. This is also a distraction, of course, from the other stuff that they're doing.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I think one thing we need to focus on is, as Harry kept saying in the chat, voter registration and voting, because Trump said out of his mouth, unsolicited, that he thinks that Republicans should take over the vote in 15 states. And in case you didn't know, he was talking about Georgia. That's one of the states he was talking about. So those of us who live in Georgia, that's a problem. That's a problem for everybody. because even though it's not the fact that voting, who controls voting in states is, if I'm not mistaken, is in the Constitution. Um, that is something that he's trying to once again usurp. Uh, uh, Basically, damn what the Constitution says. I want to do what I want to do. Period. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. That's something we need to be concerned with. The Obama thing is a distraction. Epstein files, a distraction. This voting thing is what we need to pay attention to and what we need to push back on. Now, excuse me, we should be focusing on getting people out to vote. Just tell them the issues. Your sphere of influence. Just tell them. Keep telling them. Keep telling them. Give people rise to the polls. Do whatever you can. And like I said before, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I've said it so many times before, but it's worth repeating. It doesn't make a difference what road you take to get us where we need to be, as long as you get there, as long as you help us get there. I am Leonard. It's the same thing that Leonard is saying. Just do something, and that's what we need to do. Something, just something. It doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be anything radical. Every little thing helps. Just like if we have, I'll say this: if you get pinched one time, it may hurt a little bit. But if somebody's constantly pinching you, that's going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt a lot. It's going to be effective. If somebody's constantly pinching you and telling you, hey, every time you do this, I'm going to do this, eventually you're going to stop doing that because you don't want to get pinched anymore. Do something. Doesn't have to be anything big. Any little bit of, excuse me, any little bit of act of defiance is magnified. I'm a teacher. My act of defiance every single day is to tell my students the truth about U.S. history. That's my act of defiance. And to tell them, we say it all the time. We've been told that we have to be 10 times better. You can't be mediocre and be black. You can't do that. Can't be mediocre and be Latino. You can't do that. You cannot do that. If you are mediocre, you won't be. But that's what I do. Something just that simple. During elections, Leonard's been talking about me doing this for years. I've been doing it probably, I guess, about 10 years. When elections come up, I go stand on the street corner telling people to vote. I go out there by myself. I don't go out there for any accolades. I don't get paid for it. I do it because I think people need to see somebody people need to be reminded, go vote. That's it. You don't have to do anything grand. Just do something. And I'm with Leonard on this whole thing. If you think this is racist, if you don't denounce this or whatever, you are racist. Whatever people are saying, kind of speaking. I don't care if people friend me or unfriend me. I don't give a damn. I really don't give a damn. I'm my own best friend. I don't need any more friends. If people want to unfriend me on Facebook, that does not hurt my damn feelings. Not in the least bit. Doesn't affect my bank account because I don't get no money from this. Leonard and I, we don't get paid for this. So Leonard, I don't know if you getting paid, but I ain't getting no check from this. If Leonard's getting a check, he need to cut me my cut. Break me off my piece of that.
I'm paying
getting
for it.
paid, so
Look,
hey,
I'm paying for us to be up here every Saturday.
yeah. So yeah, he paid. Leonard's paying for it. So we ain't getting no money out of this. This is a labor of love for us because we think it needs to be done. I don't get anything out of this except a way to come on here, come on as they say,
And hear yourself talk.
Beyonce's internet and say what I want to say. And damned if not worry about the consequences. Yeah, hear myself talk. And
You
I do
like his
love the way
voice.
my voice sounds. It's very smooth and melodic. Very soothing. That's the only benefit I get out of this.
So you know he be talking to himself late at night, ladies. Go ahead.
So, hey, don't you get a cut for attendance? You ain't said nothing in a long time. You don't get a cut when you only call this every once in a while. This simple things. A simple thing. That's all you need to do. And you will know, you will not the feeling when you do something simple, the peace that you get from it, the pride you get out of it, doing something simple. We need to do that.
No, he don't.
Hey,
Stephanie.
I was looking for Barry White. Stephanie.
No, he don't, Stephanie. No, he don't.
I was looking for the Barry White effect.
No, he don't. Look, let's not go overboard. James Earl Jones, Kenneth, let's not go overboard. Goddamn. Come
James
on.
Earl Jones, that sounds like somebody's grandfather, you know. I'm looking for Barry White or Teddy Pendergrass, you know, something like that. That's the effect I'm looking for. But as I said, y'all, we need to do something. We seriously. And I know I'm preaching to the choir right now because let's be real. Just coming on here and watching us.
Because everybody got to start with 3 people. You're not preaching to the choir. No,
hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Well, hold on. This is the point I'm trying to make with this. Coming on here, listening to us, and passing the information on to other people that we provide. That's an act of defiance. Something that simple. Telling your friends about this, about what we said, your children, all of that. That's what we need. And not just toot our own horn, because I will say this, Leonard's not always right. He don't know everything. He thinks he does. He thinks he's the most interesting person in the world, but he ain't. Let's keep it real. He ain't. But he does his part. We need people like Leonard in this world. We need him to keep us honest, to keep reminding us of where we're falling short. I know I need it. I need him to tell me stuff from time to time. And I like the back and forth that we have on different things. We have a difference of opinion, but in the grand scheme of what we're trying to do, we're on one accord. We're going in the same direction. We may be on different paths, but we're going in the same direction. We have the same destination. And that's what we need. People going in the same direction. You don't have to be on the same path. Create your own path. I tell people this all the time. Stay in your lane. If everybody stayed in their lane, we wouldn't have no accidents. So stay in your lane. Whatever lane you decide to be in, stay in that lane and work that lane. Work that lane till it runs out. Then you go move to another lane, create another lane. But we got to do it. We can't sit back and be observers anymore. And I'm not talking about, when black people said, hey, that y'all, that don't mean that's going out and we going to sit this one out because we told y'all didn't want to listen. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about create a lane, your act of defiance, your act of civil discourse, your act of trying to get us where we need to be. And when I say us, I just don't mean black people. I mean everybody. We have to hold this country accountable. We can't keep letting people like Trump and the people that support him, the billionaires and all of that, control everything about our lives. I know it's the hard. I know it's hard. And I agree. We do have so many lost people. But how do you regain lost people? How do you find lost people? One at a time. One person at a time. That's all we need. One person at a time. We don't have to, as you know, and this is where Leonard and I deviate on things. And I've said this before, and Leonard disagrees with me that we need a clarion call. We need a leader. Each one of us is a leader in our own right, a leader in our own world, a leader of our own life. Do what you do, and let other people see what you do, and they will follow you. They like what you're doing. They will start doing the same thing. They don't have to tell you. Nobody has to tell you, hey, you know what, man? I like what you're doing. I'm going to do the same thing. No, just do what you do. I'm Leonard. I don't know if you get this, but every once in a while,
oh man, you fooled me.
I run into somebody who I may not have seen before, or seen in a while, I should say. And say what?
He said, "You fooled me.
You
fooled me. I thought you were about to let me talk." Oh, you said Leonard. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's my turn.
Okay, give me 1 second. Oh, that's when you start paying attention, huh? Well, I'm gonna say this and I'll let you talk. I mean, this is a dialogue. You can jump in at any time. My feelings won't be hurt if you jump in and say something. But I don't know if you get this.
Let me talk.
Especially for people that we grew up with. Okay, well, let me finish my point first. Now you interrupted me when I'm giving my final point. I'd be done now if you hadn't interrupted me.
You said it was a dialogue.
Anyway, let me say what I'm gonna say, then you can talk. All right. This is anyway, as I was saying, people come to me a lot and say, man, I watch your I watch your podcast and all that, man. Y'all say interesting things. Y'all funny. Y'all this and that. I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying. It is good to get acknowledgement. And that's the thing. We're doing our part. What is your part? What's your part? That's it. What's your part? Find your lane, stay in your lane, and do what you do. Now, Mr. Watkins, Mr. Leonard Watkins, I'm sorry, William Leonard Watkins. I just thought that was real name a couple of years ago. I did not know that was first name. Something years, 45 years, something like that. Yeah, 45 years, 46 years, something to that effect. I did not know his real name. His first name was William. But anyway, sir, the floor is yours.
Hey, first I want to say, Ronnie Perry, thanks for joining us.
Come on, man, talk, say something.
Thanks for joining us, Ronnie. I know we're running out of time, and unfortunately, I can't go over time today. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you where I stand, and then you all can do what you want to do. You're gonna do what you want to do anyway. I think that where Kenneth and I only diverge, we both have the same goals. I do not believe there has to be. Do people have to be either or your Facebook friends to join? No, absolutely not. Hey, Angie, you can come on the show next week. I'll send you an invite. You just get up and do. Every time I invite a woman, she says, I don't want to put my face on the camera. Hey, get up and come on. We would love to have more input. I can invite 10 people on this show at a time. So anybody could watch the show. But let me say this. Right now, there's 10 people here watching. Not that many. But those 10 talk to 3 people. And it's hard to sometimes talk to 10 people. But if you are willing to let your friends be uncomfortable about what's happening in our community, you are part of the problem. You don't want to do it. I get it. I don't even want to do it. But for me, it's bigger than me. I have grandkids. I have granddaughters. I have grandsons. I have daughters. I've been afforded the opportunity to succeed or fail. Afforded the opportunity. And I am willing to give my life to make sure my grandkids have the same opportunity. I am fully aware that Black women have to be protected at all costs because Black women have always done the right thing when it comes to policy in this country. Always, always historically. So I'm fully aware. It bothers me when Black men don't understand that. It's not, I don't do the relationship things because we're talking about something so existential that if you don't get this right, your relationships don't matter. When Kenneth and I talk about, he says as a leader, I'm only talking about it's always somebody that's so charismatic and whatever that cadence is, that sound, that energy, like Obama can tend to get people to move. And we have to move in the same direction. I want somebody like Ronnie Perry to be a billionaire. And when I tell people this, I want people to patronize what he does so he can get rich and blah, blah, because I know he's going to give back to the community. And I have to have those people in order to move the community forward. I just refuse to sit here and have these conversations when it's the will. It's not the ability. It's the will. And it just is so disappointing for me as somebody who went to Morehouse. And I just had this conversation with Carol Burlock, who I'm going to say something. He's not here, but I'm going to say something about him because he has this app he's trying to get up. I've already set up 2 meetings. Anyway, that Morehouse is not leading the charge when our most distinguished alumni, which we made hundreds of $millions off of, gave his life for this. And we're back here. We're back here. It's profound failure. It's profound failure. Kenneth knows if this was a sports team, they would have washed us off the court a long time ago. It's profound failure. And until you can admit that this has been an exercise in failure by my generation, because we didn't make it, we didn't teach it, as Carol Burlock said, from Similac to now. And we have a greater moral responsibility to do what we're supposed to do, because we make the most money because from 40 to 60 is when you make the most money, because you're reaching your peak, for most people. We have a profound responsibility. It's frustrating to me. I get people have to make their money. But you're singularly making money without a group of Black folks. It's not going to help you if this gets bad. Because they will make every policy change on every level, particularly local, state, federal, to start oppressing you. They're doing it now. They just did it with a bang. The only difference that Kenneth and I really disagree on is I feel it's a profound rush that we're in right now. Whereas he feels like, and I tell people, man, I do not have to be an Indian chief. I can be a damn good warrior if you give me the right blueprint. Or you say something to me that make a lot of sense. Even if it doesn't make sense to me, I still will try it because it doesn't have to be my way. I know what I don't know. But I know what I've seen too. So if everybody just talks to 3 people, and those 3 people, it's exponential. You all studied this in school because they have Republicans up top. Yes, but there's some Black Republicans that if you talk to them privately, I've talked to them, didn't even know they existed, who have their reasons, and you sit there and you go, huh. And a lot of them have told me, some of them very successful, some of them in government have told me, Black people won't move shit. And I could no longer do that. They talk a good game. Because me and Stacey got to talk about Morris Brown soon enough, Stacey, I'll call you. We talk a good game. $1.3 trillion of spending power. And if we just move, like Marion would say, man, if you just move 5% of that, you got that, you more than got their attention. So it's a will thing to me because I watch it every day. Like being in certain rooms, after they go, whoa. I'm going to end it with this because Stephanie Reese is on here and I want to say something she said to me, which is the quagmire that we find ourselves in all the time. She's in Chicago. I don't think she'll mind me saying this. We're talking about sending her schools to non-public schools in Chicago and sending them, I think she said, to a suburb of Chicago is what she said. Now, I'll never forget her saying this, Kenneth. I don't know if you remember this, Kenneth. She said, I had to choose between discrimination and violence. And it really messed me up. And she said that 4 years ago, and I could still hear her saying it. because we don't do what we're supposed to do, particularly black men. We got way more power than we give ourselves credit. If we could just get our egos out the way. I just had this conversation with a black developer the other day. He literally said it, man. Our egos just can't get out the way. Because if we just could get out the way and say, hey, we all can't lead. Some of us have to do the work like black women. We'd be 10 times further than what we would be. And black women are begging you and your friends, begging you to get off the sideline and protect them. Begging you. That lady up in Minnesota that hit that church, whether you disagreed or agreed with her and Don Lemon, begging you to back them. Letitia James begging you to back them. And some of them don't even want to lead. But you won't lead. You won't step into the fray. As Kenneth and I say, and I'm going to get off unless you have the last 3 minutes, you won't stop going to Florida like Kenneth and I did. You won't. And until you do, they're going to keep saying that you won't, and they're going to keep doing what they do because they know you won't. It's not that complicated. They watch us and they watch our patterns. And they say to themselves, how in the hell? All they got to do is move this way. And if we can do everything in our power to make sure they stay divided, don't move that way, we're good. Go for it, man. You carry us out. Kenneth, you sleep?
It was glitching. No, it was glitching. I was listening on my phone, and the phone is delayed, so that's why I didn't hear what you were saying. I mean, I know you told me to go, but that's why I had my phone, had the thing muted. So,
hey, Ronnie, he know.
I missed.
He falling asleep, Ronnie.
No, I heard it. I was gonna say I heard everything you said, but I didn't hear everything you said because it's glitching. So it was a third of what you said I got. That's why I turned my phone up so I could hear. And the phone is of course delayed. Excuse me, it's delayed. That's why it took me a minute to catch up with you. I agree with what you say, Leonard. Everything you said, I agree. We need to do. I just we need to realize the gravity of what we're going through right now. The gravity of it. I don't think people have grasped the gravity of what this situation is. Now, the people who watch us, of course they do. They get the gravity of it. You know, as I said, preaching to the choir. But it's the community at large that doesn't do it. Now, I will say this. What I deviate from Leonard on is, and because Leonard's just intense like that, we do need something in times like these, the times our ancestors had, our grandparents, great-grandparents, we had something, needed something. And you need really, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was last week or week before. One day I sat on my couch, turned on my computer and my speaker, and just played a mix that I had made to go to sleep. I never actually went to sleep, but I sat there and just listened to the music. I had to clear my head. We need that from time to time. We need something like that. You need a release because otherwise the stress is going to get to you. And it's funny because of what I teach U.S. history, and in the state of Georgia, that's the EOC course, the end of course, what students have to take an end of course test. And I got all this pressure on me I'm the only one in the only person in the school, only teacher in the school that teaches this subject. I got 100 and maybe like 130, 140 students. So whether or not they get proficient on this test solely falls on me. Just me, nobody else. If I get the numbers up in the school, I get the credit. If it doesn't go up or it goes down, I get the blame. Y'all can't imagine the amount of stress, the amount of extra stuff I have to do. I brought work home yesterday, just to get over, just to try to get ahead. And I need a release. I need a release. Find your release, y'all. Seriously, find a release. Because otherwise, you're going to go crazy. Being all this stuff that's going on and us being bombarded by all this information and all this negativity and all of this, it wears down on you. It wears down on your soul. Whatever you're, as long as it don't hurt nobody else, I'll be to do it. We need you back in the fight. We don't need you to quit the fight. Taking a break once or twice a week to clear your head, that's perfect. If you need more than that, do it. But we need you in the fight. Finally, the last thing I want to say is respond to Angie's question about can people see out there. Angie, I don't know. I'm not really sure if they
don't
can.
have to be our friends.
Well, hold on. Leonard has his stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, but they don't have to be our friends. If they're on Facebook, they can follow this. She said, "Do they have to be your Facebook friends?" No,
yeah,
they don't.
Okay, that's that. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm not sure because I guess maybe they can come to our page and see it.
Yeah, they can.
At any point, I guess they can. I know Leonard also has a YouTube page, and it's on YouTube. What Leonard? Type in the thing about what your YouTube page is. What's the name of it?
All right, I'll put that on there.
People can see that too, and we can pass the information along.
I'll put that on my page.
I would add my YouTube page that I created during the pandemic. Yeah, so they can have a link to it. I have a YouTube page myself, but mine isn't up and running. I'll figure out how to. Well, it is up and running. I have how to post some of these videos on mine as well. So there'll be a record of. So when the government come after us, they have all the proof they need of what we said, because we ain't hiding, we ain't scared. We gonna keep saying what we saying. Damn who gets offended. Damn who gets upset. Damn who wants to try us, I should say. That's my philosophy. Now I don't know about Leonard, but that's my philosophy. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I have earned the right to say what I want to say. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I have no problem being corrected when I'm wrong. Please correct me. But I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. And if I'm wrong, you correct me, you tell me the truth or whatever, I'll correct myself and I'll keep it moving. I'll apologize for the wrong information.
Love to have one weekly, not monthly, weekly.
I'm man
weekly. You're the first one. Why don't you join us next week?
I'm adult enough to do that. Yes, we can keep trying to people to come on. Yeah, we don't have a problem with that. I don't know about Leonard's ego because he has a big ego and his ego needs to be stroked with me. Yeah. I'm fine sharing the platform with somebody else.
Hey man,
I'm very fine with that. Matter of fact, I have a couple of people that I talked to Leonard about. I need to put them on there, put them on again. Make sure we get them on because people have talked to me about it. So, having said that, y'all, it's 11:04, and Leonard, you shy. Ain't damn thing shy about you. I know you damn near 40 something years. So don't even talk about you shy. Ain't nothing shy about you. But hey guys, it's a pleasure talking to y'all, and we're going, as long as they allow us to do it, we're gonna keep doing it. Glitches or no, we still gonna find a way to give it, put the message out. So having said that, y'all have a good week. Be safe, stay out of trouble as much as possible, and if it's any trouble you get in, make sure it's good trouble. Pass the word on, pass information on to your people. Let's do it, y'all. See y'all next week. Deuces.
All right, y'all. Do something. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Angie. Thanks, everybody.